This is Alaya Online Radio TV. Good day and welcome to our news update. Here we bring you a combination of major stories from around the world and important developments from Western Nigeria. So stay tuned as we keep you updated. Here are the news. 4 killed after US refueling plane crashes in Iraq, military says. The news and details. 4 of 6 crew aboard US military refueling aircraft has died after it crashed in Iraq, US Central Command CENTCOM says. Rescue efforts continued after the loss of the KC-135, it said, having earlier said neither hostile nor friendly fire were involved in the downing of the aircraft. The tanker had been involved in an ongoing US operations against Iran and was one or two aircraft involved in the incident. The second landed safely, it added. The Boeing-manufactured aircraft are capable of refueling planes mid-air and typically play a major role in US military operations. They were used extensively in the First Gulf War to extend the range of fighters' jets and bombers. Iran targets Kurdish group in Iran, begins wave of attack on Israel. In details, the attack comes amid reports that Iranian Kurdish armed group have consulted with the US in the recent day after whether and how to attack Iran forces. Rubbish of the strike building lies following what the security source say, a drone struck an armed depot in an attack on the headquarters of an Iran Kurdish opposition group, in which 2 fighters were wounded amid the US-Israel conflict with Iran in the town of Dekala in Iraq Kurdistan region, and also destroyed building following an attack on the headquarters of an Iranian Kurdish opposition group in the town of Dekala, Iraq Kurdish region. Iranian forces have launched an operation targeting Kurdish group in their semi-autonomous region of neighboring Iraq, as they also began their 90th wave of missile and drone attack against Israel and United States assets in the Middle East on the 6th day of a regional war that has embroiled much of the region in the conflict. Iran Press TV reported earlier on Thursday that the military was targeting anti-Iran separatist forces without specifying the location of the strike. Iran Intelligence Ministry confirmed that the targeted post of separatist group who intended to enter through western borders, adding that they sustained heavy losses. The Iranian ministry statement, which was carried by the state media, said Iranian forces are cooperating with noble cause to thwart the Israeli-American plan to attack Iranian soil. Rescue efforts continue for remaining crew from crashed US refueling aircraft. In details, US CENTCOM says rescue efforts keep ongoing for the remaining crew of the KC-135 refueling aircraft that went down in western Iraq. In addition to confirming the death of 4 crew members, it said the loss of the aircraft was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. The identities of the service members were being withheld until 24 hours after their families had been notified. In a previous statement, US CENTCOM has said 2 aircraft has been involved in the incident, with the second landing safely. This is just the beginning. Israel Defense Minister after Lebanon bridge strike. In details, Israel Defense Minister Israel Katz has been reiterated his threat to Lebanon's government, saying Israel will intensify its attack on the country, including its civic infrastructure, and seize territory if Lebanon's government does not disarm Hezbollah. Speaking after an Israeli military strike on Lebanon-Zaria Bridge over the Litani River early today, Katz said this is just the beginning. The Lebanese government, which misled and failed to fulfill its commitment to disarm Hezbollah, will pay an increasing price through strike on Lebanese national infrastructure used by Hezbollah terrorists and through territorial losses until the central commitment of disarming Hezbollah is fulfilled, said Katz in comments carried by Israel news site. Diving into the western Nigerian, Oyo APC alleged plot to sideline Adelabu's park tension. In details, fresh political intrigue appears to be brewing within the Oyo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress (APC) as early permutations for the 2027 governorship elections begin to gather momentum. What has seemed like a fragile peace within the party following months of factional disputes is now threatened by allegations of backroom deal, political connivance, and a calculated campaign to demarcate the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu. At the center of unfolding drama is the current boss of the National Revenue Service (NRS), Zash Adedeji, who is alleged by party insiders to be quietly mobilizing political forces to influence the choice of the party governorship candidates for the 2027 general election. According to the multiple sources familiar with the situation, the alleged plan is to install Senate Shafara Aliu as the APC governorship flag bearer while positioning Adedeji's younger brother as the deputy governorship candidate. For several months, the Oyo APC has appeared to be making steady progress toward reconciliations after years of internal division that weakened the party's electoral strength. Their relative calm was largely credited to the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu alongside deliberate reconciliation efforts by prominent stakeholders determined to rebuild unity within the party. Two men jailed 30 years for fatal flogging of 12-year-old housekeeper in Lagos. In details, two men were sentenced to 15 years in prison each on Thursday for the brutal flogging and subsequent death of 12-year-old housekeeper. The convicts Edidiong Edem, a 22-year-old painter, and Alex Efiok Edem, a 21-year-old mechanic, received their sentence from Justice Abiola Sholadoye at the Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court. The ruling followed a plea bargain on an amended charge of involuntary manslaughter. Justice Sholadoye ordered the custodial sentence to take effect from the date of their initial remand. The court heard that the harrowing details of the assault, in which the men used a broom to flog the young victims, ultimately causing her death. Edem and Efiok Edem were initially arraigned before the court where they pleaded not guilty to the charge. However, they later opted for a plea bargain agreement which led to the amended charge of involuntary manslaughter. Earlier during proceeding, the prosecution led by State Counsel Oluwaseun Adewoye told the court that the offense occurred at Military Estate in the Eleko area of Lagos State. According to the prosecution, the convict recklessly flogged the young girl on her legs with a broom, inflicting injuries that later became infected with tetanus and eventually led to her death. Oyo Police Command holds stakeholders meeting over Jobele incident, ordered investigation. It details the Oyo State Police Command on Thursday convened a high-level stakeholders meeting at the headquarters in Eleyele, Ibadan, to address concerns arising from a recent incident involving officers' attack to the Jobele Divisional Police Headquarters in Oyo. The meeting presided over the Commissioner of Police, Femi Haruna, who organized as part of efforts to strengthen public trust and ensure justice in the handling of the matter. The engagement brought together community leaders, youth representatives, and stakeholders from the 4 local government areas within Oyo State town. Among those represents were Oyekola, who represents Atiba constituency in the Oyo State House of Assembly, Olorunpoto Shefas Rahman, Prince Deji Oparinde, the chairman of Ojobele Community, S.A. Ojediran, a representative of the Jobele Traditional Council of Chiefs, and the Students' Union Government President of Federal College of Education, Special Oyo Lawan Gbolahan. During the deliberations, community representatives expressed dissatisfaction over the alleged unprofessional conduct of some personnel attached to the Jobele Divisional Headquarters. They, however, acknowledged the swift disciplinary steps taken by the police authorities, including the immediate intervention of the Commissioner of Police and the deployment of operational assets to the affected area. Responding to the concern, Haruna assured the stakeholders that the command would conduct a transparent and impartial investigation into the incident. He disclosed that the Divisional Police Officers (DPO) has been issued a query which other officers would involve had been detained and subjected to internal disciplinary procedure pending the outcome of the investigation. That brings us to the end of the news update. I am Oluwatoyin Elebute. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more as Alayo Online Radio TV. Thank you for watching.